what a life we live. Right? What a life we live. We really think about it. We're looking at this shit.
It's pretty wild, man.
It's insane. It's insane. But this is for the video. So everyone watching this, appreciate you guys for tuning in. At the end of the day, this is a life that you can live, and we're trying to show sort of the road that it takes. So.
The road is long, the road is hard.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be fair to say that the road is worth it once you get to.
Exactly. So I think the biggest thing that we can sort of dive into is each other's stories. So, you want to go first? How did Andoer make it to ALICANTE, and how is he here right now?
Well, he moved from Australia after leaving a very comfortable and potentially lucrative career in cars at Mercedes in about the sort of middle of 2023. I finished my apprenticeship, packed up and left, and then moved to the UK. I had an agency when I moved, and that was going well, and then I moved and it absolutely turned to shit. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, plans don't always go the way you think they will, but I think the whole thing is like, it's only over if you give up, and if you never give up, it can never be over. And once I picked up online sales, it took a lot of grafting to get there, and you sacrifice a lot, but I think it's fair to say that when you finally can get to a point where you're out earning significantly what you would be if you were doing your traditional style job, then the options that are available to you open up, and then you look at this and you go, wow, look what you can do. You can live for a living.
That's crazy.
Living for a living. I don't know who said that, but it's a
pretty baller.
It's a good idea.
It's pretty
living
baller.
For a living.
100%. 100% for me. And this is me being honest. Like, I've been doing sales for the past 10 months now, and before I was in college I wasn't enjoying my time at all, and to be honest, I'm so grateful that I kind of have this opportunity. And it's not just the money, because I was making 10k 6 months in.
Yeah,
you kind of get bored of it. It's a thing where being around other people, being around people who want to grow, people who want to reach their goals, I feel like that's more important to me. But as much as I have money, it's good, I can provide for my parents and all that, I still want to be around people who are like-minded. I feel like it's more important to me, because at the end of the day, 10k is cool and all, 20k is cool and all, but we all have bigger dreams. We all have dreams of being a videographer, we all have dreams of building our own businesses, scaling, etc. So I realized that before I always took that lone wolf approach, and now I'm starting to realize, I'm really starting to understand that you simply can't do that. You need a team. At the end of the day, nothing can be done by yourself. You need a team. You need people who's going to teach you, mentor you, help you help them, vice versa. At the end of the day, that's the beauty about sales. It's not just you make 10k this month, you make 20k that month. It's also the people that you basically come across on your journey at the end of the day. And I think that's so important, and why I love this. I really do love this game.
I think it's interesting too, because a lot of people try to reach that 10k, and a lot of people 10k, it's very flashy.
Right.
You yourself, you already on there. Right?
Yeah.
So that whole entire road of actually getting to that, how did that feel once you hit 10k? Right?
Yeah, I was in my bedroom. It was actually January this year, and when I hit it, I didn't. Nothing changed. I was still the same person. I had this one goal for 6 months, and I achieved it, and I was like, oh. So then you always hear people talk about it's more important about the journey, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I care about the destination.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was more satisfaction in the journey than the actual destination at the end of the day. And I feel it's going to be the same for 50k, 100k, 1 million. At the end of the day, it's the journey, the people you bring along, that I finally understand now has more value than the actual number that you hit, because it does give you sustainability at the end of the day. So it's a good feeling to have, but it's a thing where it's like, oh, it's kind of a shock moment. You thought you'd feel different, you'd be a different person, but it's the same.
It's like a byproduct.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Josh and Warren and David, they all said the same thing about it. I mean, that's why they're all always together, if you think about it, right? Because you want company while you do this. A lot of us, we're all sort of alone in our own little rooms and shit, and it's hard to actually have that mentality or have other people around. So when you are around people, then you start realizing, you're like, oh my god, there's a whole different perspective I didn't realize. Or, oh wow, I seen a whole different way on how I can make money. Or, oh, he knew exactly what he was doing with this, and he kind of laid it out for me in front of me. But it wouldn't have been the case if you weren't together.
Exactly.
We weren't in person with each other.
Exactly.
I think that being around people is probably the most important thing. Like, you know, for me especially, I basically lock myself in my room in a foreign country, keep in mind, for like, it's coming on like 10 months now. And I think that at some point, the human spirit needs to be released, and you need to get out and see the world and be around the people that are on the same journey. And then once you get there, you're like, yeah, this is what living's about, because the grind in the trenches is important. It's a really important milestone to make sure you remember where you came from and what it took to get to where you are. But, you know, at a certain point, you will just feel the cabin fever of being alone, and getting out and seeing the sights and being with the people that are getting to a similar destination on a very similar path makes the whole experience worth it, and it makes it so much more enjoyable. Dozy, most people on the channel already know about your story and where you come from, but in the last 12 months, what's one of the biggest lessons you've been able to take away from what you've been doing?
Just chill the fuck out. Literally. Just chill out. Don't overreact. Don't over stress yourself. If you know, like, whatever steps that you're taking, as long as you're consistently showing up, you're consistent, kind of like what you brought up in the beginning, right? As long as you just don't stop, you can't lose. So it's like, it's been hard. So obviously doing the military and then doing sales, and also trying not to compare yourself to other people. You want to operate at a high level, but then you also have to know, you're like, okay, if I'm operating at this level, I have to make sure everything else is in par. So the military, I have to make sure my health is in par. I have to make sure that side is in par. And so it's just, I guess there isn't one big lesson. I think it's just definitely adaptability, moving with intention every day, especially when it comes down to like also your crutches and everything, right? If you're always moving with intention, those things that, like those demons that we all have, they shouldn't creep up, because you're consistently going.
You can run from them.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly. Because it's all a coping thing. So it is crazy. It is crazy because it is so funny, right? Like, look at this fucking view, and it's just like sitting here, obviously talking about stuff like this. It goes to show, man. It goes to show what you can do.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty sick. But
So for me as well, like, when you really think about it, like, look at this place. Look how big it is. Look at the amount of people here. So at the end of the day, when you were talking about mistakes, bro, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He probably made a mistake, bro. Everyone's making mistakes.
Boy in the corner over there.
Exactly. Everyone's making mistakes. So it's a thing where don't let nothing get to you at the end of the day. You may feel you've made a mistake with the company, that it's the end all. Bro, there's so many new opportunities. There's so much more people you can meet. There's so much more communities, etc. So any little thing that you do, even if you fail at it, just try at the end of the day, because there's more opportunities going to come your way the more harder you work at the end of the day. So it's like, go out there, look how big the world is. And like, for me now, I'm really starting to understand, like, bro, there's so much opportunity. This stuff with like even our company, it doesn't, like, bro, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Opportunity. There's always a new business. There's always a new offer. There's always a new opportunity to make some money. There's always a new person to meet. And as a result, it's an infinite well of opportunity that you can take advantage of if you put your skills to use.
Money's not real, too.
Money's not real. It's just numbers on a screen.
It is crazy.
It is literally just numbers on a screen.
It is crazy. Like, if we were to think about it, right? Obviously, you date back before you did sales, and the mindset in comparison to how you saw money, and how you saw getting paid as well. Yeah. Right? I see the fact of, like, getting paid 10 an hour way back. I was like, oh my God, like, let's do it. Like, that's okay. Like, we're making something. And then now with this, you kind of see, especially all the different levels on how much people are making, and then you're looking at that guy, you're like, how is this guy making it?
Well, it's more a case of like, he's not doing anything. Like, he's not tending a bar. He's not picking plates up. Yeah. Right. He's just providing value to something that has value. And as a result, he gets paid. It's like, you don't have to trade your time to pick up plates to get money. You can do something that's valuable and let other people, essentially, let their fruits of their labour pay for your existence at a certain point. That's literally it. Money is just a form of other people's time that they've invested into doing something to provide value. So all you're going to do is just find where the value is, provide that value, and then just pick up the paycheck at the end of the day. And if it's not reliant on the time, you do as much of it as you want, and you make as much of it as you want.
And one other thing that I like about sales, it's you're learning on the job as well. Like as a bartender, yes, you learn how to pick up a drink, how to do things here and there, but with actual sales, you're learning how to make millions, you're learning how to make 100,000s, you're learning how business operate, what successful businesses basically, like what the operations are like day to day. So just think about it. If you're around that, how are you not going to get better at business? How are you not going to, like, it's for me, it's a win-win. At the end of the day, as you just put your mind to it, there's no reason why you can't have success in the short term with sales, make your 10k, 20k, 5k, and then also in the long term where you can make your 100k, 200k by learning all these stuff, learning from other people who are smarter than you, better than you, etc. So it's a win-win for me.
It's like I told you about this like a few days ago about the river situation, how the river is basically a flow and the money's in the river and everybody's on the outsides, right? And a lot of people, if you were to think about it, like we're far away from that river, like when you start, right? Because people think, okay, making, maybe $10 an hour at a job, that's what it is. But it's funny when you actually get near the money, which is hence sales, you get closer to the money, so naturally you're going to have that money, right? There's positions with it. It's kind of like the technician thing. Obviously, like being a technician at your craft, everybody's really good at that. Say if someone is really good at, say like a high income skill, right? Whatever the case may be, it doesn't have to be sales or anything. They're really good at that. Now they need to level up.
Right.
Now they need to level up from there, because you can only be a technician for so long until, okay, that's all you're making. That's all the money that you're making. Rather than having an entrepreneurial, managerial, those like levels. So it's interesting, like, because I feel like right with us, we are kind of at that part where we're technicians, and now what's the next phase?
There's levels to the game. So, I think some people are further along the level than others. Obviously, you got parts and pieces you got to go through, but at a certain point, to expand to the next level, you have to start looking at new opportunities, and you have to start looking at what you want to do differently. Like, if you want to be a salesperson and make more money exponentially, you have to go for higher and higher roles with better and better commission, right? Versus if you just change the direction of what the skill that you've been working on is going, let's say moving it towards a managed position, now you've got more time to do other things. You can either think about start diversifying, you can pick up more roles, you can start providing more value, you can start training people that are looking to get where you've already been. That's where you can start to really break through into the next level. And then once you get to that point, then you're going to start looking at, right, well, how can I start providing this value back to the world and therefore get paid for that as well? So it's like you pick up the skills, then you use those skills to teach other people and sort of manage the teams that you've built via the skill you've created. And then you can sell that skill later on. And even if you choose not to sell the skill, you can use the money to make you more money. It's just a whole different mindset on the way it works. And I want to touch on the whole money's not real thing. I think a lot of people think that, they're just joking around. No, it's actually serious. Like, money is invented literally by banks signing pieces of paper saying that you owe an amount of money. When you sign a mortgage, it's not that they give you the money that they've had in their account. They print that money in from thin air, 900 grand, bang, it exists now. And because it exists, they can then give that money to you. But then it only becomes real once you've paid it off and the balance is now clear. Until that balance is clear, it's just debt, which is why there's, $30 trillion or something of debt in the world, because you're just printing money. More zeros. So all this money just gets invented and it adds into the whole economy. And it's why you've seen the growth as it's gone like that from when they changed it from fractional reserve banking. But the whole system is built on bullshit. It's literally fake. And once you can really understand why it's fake and why it is the way it is, you can sort of just go, and I'm trading my time for this thing that they print? No way. And then you have a different relationship with money, and then you go, okay, how do I take it to the next level? How can I get this shit that they've just invented? I need to get it. Because they are not working for it. They're making it. And if they can make infinite amounts of something that you work for, you are their slave.
Yeah.
You are their slave.
So that's exactly it, man.
Yeah.
So, I know we don't want to press too much time, right? We gotta get up to this castle. There's a little background for you guys that are watching. We hiked up a castle out in Alicante, so it's beautiful. We thought it'd be really cool to make like a video like this, overlooking everything, just for you guys. I guess the biggest thing is we'll do like more or less one takeaway from the entire trip. So
takeaway from this trip is that I think that energy and transfer of energy from people that you're with is a large proponent of how you feel, but also how productive you can be. You know, you can only be so productive if you're just trapped in a cave, right? But if you're in a vitamin D rich area with beautiful scenery that's inspiring amongst people that want to do amongst people that want to do better and want more and are going to push you to do more, your growth during that time is going to be exponential. And I think that it's fair to say that I'm feeling the effects of that now more than ever, and I'm really grateful for it, and I want to continue living like this. So
100%. For me, I was actually reading a book while I was out here, and it was talking about the abundance mindset. And before, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I just thought it was impossible to make money. I didn't realize how much money was actually there. And I know that's a saying, everyone says there's money everywhere, but I never truly understood what they meant. But literally, if you go to your gym, literally most of the brand, if you go anywhere, most of the stuff are millionaire companies at the end of the day. So they were able to fix their branding, fix all these different things, basically have high income skills, and then sell those products at the end of the day. So it shows, as long as you're continuing to build your skills, as long as you're continuing to better yourself as an individual, there's still more opportunity for you to make that 1 million, make that 2 million at the end of the day. But when I was younger, a lot of the time I'd be like, how am I going to do this? It's just not enough money for me. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do 10K? Now, actually coming here, I've been able to kind of digest it and really, really understand that, wow, everyone can do it. You just have to put your mind to it, and don't let any negatives, don't let anything that goes bad in your life kind of affect that at the end of the day. But yeah, this trip kind of highlighted that for me.
No, exactly. It's a mindset thing. And my biggest thing, I guess you could say, is everything's an illusion. Your mind's obviously the vessel for that, right? So when it comes down to, naturally just not feeling in the right place, the right headspace and stuff like that,
right?
It is so crazy if you're able to completely change sort of the script. So to give you guys sort of background, right? It's like you run, right? People don't like running. Obviously, I've been running a good amount of time, right? So yeah, we put Ollie through a 5K a few days ago, and it was not
2 5Ks.
2 5Ks at this point. But it goes to show, though, in regards to your mindset as a runner, you're running all the way past a point that's like kind of like a governor, right? Where you get to a point where you're just like, okay, now I'm gassed, right? You're feeling terrible. You have cramps and shit, and then there's always something past that. There's always something past that little cramp, because it goes away. So obviously, in regards to life and everything, you're gonna have those, right? You're gonna have those sort of governors that'll kick in out of nowhere, and you're just like, oh, I don't even think I can go a little bit farther than this. And then give it a few minutes, give it a few hours, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, I'm still going, I'm still moving, I'm still thriving. So it comes down to Alicante as a whole, right? Because I see this as just a start. I see it as a start for many things, many beautiful memories. So at the end of the day, though, it's your mindset, the way you place it. You could actually be out here. We could all live out here permanently. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. And if you have any questions or just want to talk to any of us, we'll have our contacts down below. Aside from that, I'm gonna finish off the little saying.
Hit him with it.
From the top of the world, batteries still don't exist. To the bottom of the depths where life still lives. Do you dare to dream? As a matter of fact, do you dare to take the next step? See y'all later.